Hi everyone, this is Jeff Epstein. I am in the security check, so I'm going to have to put this down for the Secret Service, so I'm going to leave it going. You're going to see the sky or some whatever. I am entering the DNC for the final day to watch Hillary Clinton give her acceptance speech. We will see what happens. I'm honestly not going to be shocked if they don't let me in because of the walkout and however they decide who to not let in. I don't know. But I'm hoping to get in because I want to show you guys what happens on the inside. So I'm going to put the phone down in just a minute into the tray that they check. So they may accidentally stop it, or you may see the sky, or whatever it is. But for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you're just going to see nothing as my phone goes through the security check. So I hope I get in. This is the security tap of the Secret Service. They do not mess around. But thankfully they let all my batteries in. All my extra charging batteries in. So you put your bags down, they just put it through an x-ray machine. They don't really stress about it. I haven't seen them say, no, you can't bring this in. I'm nervous because of all my batteries, that it just might look suspicious, so I tell them that I'm a reporter and that I have all these batteries.
Can I leave my credentials in there? Yeah. Anything else in your pocket? Anything else in your pocket? Smell electronic? No, I think I got it all. Thank you so much.
Just have this metal stub right here.
Here you go. Anything else in your pocket? Smell electronic?
Coins.
What's up on there?
Alright, the Secret Service did not tell me that I am unacceptable. Let me in. So let me gather my stuff. Hold on. Alright, I made it. I made it. So this is the security tent. If you have a bag, you go through one line. If you can go through another. But I'm honestly surprised that they don't have a problem bringing in all of my extra charging batteries. I mean, frankly, they're a fire hazard. They're not allowed on planes because when they catch on fire, they can't be put out because they're such concentrated. It's a lithium-ion battery, and they're pretty dangerous. If they catch on fire, you can't put them out. Which is why I was very surprised that this Secret Service would allow them to come in at all. So, all right, so here we are. So that is the Phillies Stadium, Citizens Bank Park. That is the Lincoln Financial Center above the Vans, which is the football stadium for the Eagles. And then this is the Wells Fargo Center, where the DNC is. And this is, used to be the Spectrum. It used to be a different building called the Spectrum, which is, I don't know, just people in the city. It's just sort of, what do you call it, an important landmark from my childhood, from the city. And the Citizens Bank Park over there for the Phillies used to be Veterans Stadium, which is just a big concrete jungle. But the Spectrum was pretty cool. It was a stadium with a roof on it, and the Flyers played hockey and the Sixers played basketball, and I believe that those two teams still play in the Wells Fargo Center, which is a new building, I'm guessing, I don't know, 10 years old. And Citizens Bank Park, maybe 15 years old. Used to be Veterans Stadium. So I'm just giving you a taste of what it's like out here. So all these guessing that these security tents right here are for delegates coming on the official shuttle buses, and those are the ones that I came through because I came in by myself today on the subway. Someone drove me in. Oh, and we saw a billboard. We saw a billboard on our way in on I-95 South that said, "Dear Hillary, we've got your back, the media." Love the media. So it was like a protest billboard letter written to Hillary Clinton. "Dear Hillary, we've got your back, love the media." I barely saw it. The other people in the car were telling me about it. Actually, if you caught my interview with Sam and Sam about the gate breach, they were driving me. They're going to City Hall and parking their car near City Hall in the center of town, and then taking the Orange Line subway, which goes straight down Broad Street, which is what I took, but I took it from a very close station, Oregon Avenue. So they're going from City Hall all the way down to FDR Park, getting off at the same station that I just got off at. And they're going to FDR Park. And if I'm not allowed in, which, I mean, the Secret Service allowed me in, so I don't know what else is going to happen. Then, if I'm not allowed in, I would just go to FDR Park and hang with the people who really care. So, but I'm hoping to get in to, you know, give our point of view on the Hillary speech and all this stuff. So.
On my foot, and I was like, "Come on, man!" And he called me pussy under my breath, so I said Jesus, and then he started talking about my mother, and I was like, "Oh
Wow.
man!"
Right?
It was just, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Alright, so here's all the media stuff, which I sort of showed on the first day. Mainstream media. Although TYT has a small spot over there, pretty sure, in the corner. CBS, BBC, KYW, Philly, which is CBS in Philly. That's the one. Alright, but I just want to go to my seat and get with people. So a few nights ago, in the part one of the Dem walkout, hello again, good to see you. In part one of the Dem walkout, no, part two of the Dem walkout live stream that I did, sort of near the beginning of it was.
I remember last night too. I was just sucking.
I'm looking for section 110.
And got like 6 drinks.
So Fox News was interviewing someone at the beginning of part 2 of my walkout coverage, and they were just the slimiest, ridiculous questions. You know, what do you think about Hillary? In the middle of the walkout, in the middle of all this important stuff, she's asking, what do you think about Hillary buying a private jet or getting a private jet for whatever? And the guy handled it really well. You should see that. And then this older big gentleman comes by and says, "I'm shutting this down," and something to the. He said, "You crazy hippie," or something to the person that was being interviewed. And then the guy being interviewed, the Bernie person, said, "And you're a corporatist pig," and walked away. It was beautiful. And it turned out that person in part 2 of the DNC walkout coverage was Roger Ailes, the guy who was just fired from Fox News because of decades or years of sexual harassment. Roger Ailes. Alright, so no, I'm looking for 110, 111. What is this? this? Alright, I gotta plug in my wire. Hold on a second, please. I'm putting you down for a minute. Alright, I'm plugging my battery. I have 5 batteries. I gave one away to Kareth. I gave one away to Kareth yesterday. So I have 4 batteries left. And I would not be able to do any of this if I didn't have these batteries. So here we go. So it's much better for us to go into 110. Can't even see what this says. Dems in Philly. Hashtag Dems in Philly. And it's gonna be pretty soon that I have to.
I gotta tell them. Is it rude if I go to a box?
No, I guess it's.
Thank you very much. Come on in.
Oh, we're in?
Yep, come on in. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Come on in.
So that's the hallway. I'm now in the hallway between the main hallway all the way around the stadium. This is the hallway down to the seats, and they don't let you in unless you show them your credentials that you are on the floor. You're on the floor, and then it says Thursday on the floor.
And long before Donald Trump struggled to read the letters LGBTQ on the teleprompter last week, Hillary Clinton stood before the United Nations and boldly declared that gay rights are human rights and human rights are gay rights. And I'm going to remind Donald Trump of one more thing. The LGBT.
My roomie.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I love this. Somebody gave me this. Black Lives Matter. They say they like it, and that's their message because everything here is so corporate and so perfect, and this is handmade.
Say it again louder.
The Black Lives tape, everything here is so corporate and so perfectly made, and it being handmade somehow has an extra meaning to that person, so I put them on.
So handmade Black Lives Matter is more truthful than these perfectly manufactured Hillary signs that are all over the place.
The endless signs in this big corporate arena, and incorporate everything. But this has meaning because this is something we really believe in.
Get ready to hear about your exciting role in this historic celebration. You will be performing a card stunt towards the end of tonight's program, which will create a unified patriotic picture throughout the arena. You have your card for the stunt folded in a bag on your seat. Do not remove or open it yet. Each card is assigned to your specific seat, so make sure your card stays.
Hey, what's good?
During the final speech,
Not much, living the dream.
I missed, so tell us what I missed. I missed something, right?
Yes. I just got a picture taken with Senate President Steve Sweeney.
I actually do communicate without this normally.
Yeah,
This week, this is just a part of my...
it's a part of you,
my
and that's fine.
And place it on your lap.
It's all good.
All right, so tell me, what did I miss before I arrived?
When you see the
Well, I just got a picture with the Senate President Steve Sweeney out of New Jersey, which is kind of cool. There's a big issue in New Jersey with our pensions for our public workers that aren't being funded right now, and we're at a really big situation where we can get the ballot question in November. Should the Senate pass SC2? Is it SCR2 or SC2?
any other part of the program.
SCR2, okay. And we're asking folks to, urge that to be passed in New Jersey to make sure that over 800,000 people's pensions are funded and taken care of.
Okay.
So that was cool.
Can I ask, I believe that I missed something that the Bernie delegates did before I arrived.
So there was some Bernie delegates singing after, but it wasn't really that much going on.
Really? Did you guys participate?
No. No. Well, nobody really, it wasn't really that organized. Nobody told you what was going on.
I got the text, but I wasn't here. I was still on the subway.
Oh, well, the only text I just got was from the actual campaign, and I don't know exactly what it says. Okay, so it says, ready to celebrate the political revolution, join fellow Bernie campaigners after the gavel tonight at the Xfinity Bar Center outside the Wells Fargo Center. They'll meet at the NBC Sports Arena, which is inside the venue. This is open to all, no tickets needed, just credentials. The party for the people to celebrate everything we have accomplished together. See you after the closing gavel, which is awesome. So hope to see you there.
So,
Great.
this is the first, I sort of saw the text, but I haven't had time to look at them. So,
Right. So that's it. Hopefully you can take a video of my text. I don't know.
So it looks like we have a party afterwards.
Right. So I posted it on the Bernie Sanders delegates Facebook as well.
All right, so the delegates have an official Facebook group. So the screenshot of those texts were put there.
I screenshot it, popped up.
Great. All right, thank you.
As the poet Robert Frost wrote, we voted tonight, dark and deep. Hey, what's up? Hi, pal. Doing great. And miles to go before I sleep. We have made great strides on the president.
Washington delegates are being censored.
Still have miles.
I don't know where that is. I can look
When
for
our
it.
kids have better access to guns
Could you
and
elaborate on what you're
drugs,
talking about? They're being censored?
we have miles to go before we sleep. When women don't make the same wage as a man, we have miles to go.
Lots of empty seats. I don't know. This is not a critical time. The time to ask that question is near where I know this.
Even after
There ain't gonna be any empty seats at that time.
in Dallas,
Whether it's paid, senators, or real people.
when the NRA has neutered the entire Republican Party, we have miles to go.
Liza Michelle, where can you find that interview? You need to tell me what interview you're talking about.
Because she doesn't see.
I don't know when you posted that.
So
and what
this
I was
fall,
saying.
when you're out there campaigning for Hillary, and you start to feel exhausted, to the point that you just can't go on, do me a favor.
I got in.
Make just one more
I got no
call,
stink at all.
or not one more door.
I haven't heard any reports of anybody not being let in today. I did hear something yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to
God
look
bless
into
you,
it.
God bless Louisiana.
Are you in, or am I just part in? I think this is pretty close to in. I think there's only one more level of in, and that's actually be on the stage, and I don't think I'm going to try that hard. I'm not personally here to protest, or I should say, that's not how I do it. I do it by making sure that you guys see what goes on without commentary and that you can decide for yourselves. Well, without commentary, but I don't protest. I just report what's going on, and a lot of the bad stuff that's going on, you just see for yourself. But it's not my style to be booing and all that stuff. I used the subway today just because people happened to be driving in and they offered me a ride, so I went with them. But I could have taken the shuttle, but I wanted to get there faster, and being driven straight to a subway station was just a fast way of doing it because the shuttle could take a while to arrive at the hotel, and so I just decided to do it that way. Can I? Are any of those seats available?
Completely full.
Anne, can I sit next to you? Can I sit next to you? Can I sit anywhere, guys, in the New Jersey section? This is my state.
Bring something back for him.
And I feel.
Come on in. It's okay, my brother. Come on in.
Diane, I'm going to sit on your lap, okay?
We're gonna let you sit there. You know, one of us will leave. When Barry comes here, one of us will walk around.
He said until whoever it is is safe for him.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Join us.
Thank you for making me feel welcome.
Yes, you're welcome.
I've not felt welcome by some people, but you have made it all better for me. I appreciate it. Can I ask your name?
My name is Susan. Susan Harris.
Trying to reconnect. I'm part of a channel called Citizens Media TV, and I've just been. Oh, here we are.
Okay.
So I'm with Citizens Media TV. We're a Facebook channel, and I've been broadcasting all week long. So right now, 32 people are watching us.
Okay, hi 32.
So you're from New Jersey. Where in New Jersey are you
Summit,
from?
New Jersey, west of Newark Airport, just about 15 minutes.
So that's like
Union County.
I live in Burlington County. I don't know where you are. You're obviously up north, but
Yes, so Plainfield, New Jersey, Providence, Short Hills.
I know Trenton. I know the things right near New York. I know Cherry Hill, where I live. I've lived there for like 14 years. I obviously don't care that much about geography, but I grew up in Lower Bucks County in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so yeah, we're very far north, but we're still considered like central Jersey. It's a lovely suburban community.
Can I ask your opinion on something that happened a couple days ago?
Sure.
I've been really wanting to ask a Hillary person what their perspective was of the walkout.
So you need to know I was sitting right down there near the New Jersey sign. 100%
One more from Wisconsin.
100. You didn't even know it was happening?
didn't even know it was happening. So caught up in the roll call and the excitement that was coming out of every state who was announcing their delegates. Clueless until I was riding the bus with someone yesterday and they told me what happened, and she was very upset because
So you didn't even hear about it until the day after.
so the day after.
And then so tell us what you heard.
So I heard that I'm not sure when it happened. I think it was when Vermont.
Right at the end of the roll call.
At the
when-
end of
when
the
Bernie
roll
conceded.
call, that many. Should I look at the camera or look at you?
Just talk to me.
Okay. So
Just-
I heard.
I know this is weird, but this is just an extension of who I am just for this week. I don't
Okay.
normally, but this week I'm just documenting everything for people that want to know.
So a young lady who I met, and she lives in South Jersey because she's commuting every day. She
Okay.
brought her daughter and she's been driving in. Her daughter was home that day. She's just 2 years old. She's a Bernie delegate.
Liz Maratea. Maratea.
Yes.
Liz Maratea.
Yes.
Yep.
So she and I were sitting on the bus going into Constitution Center on Wednesday.
and we were just complaining a little bit about the logistics.
That's when I had just said goodbye to her.
Okay.
Okay.
And she was complaining about the logistics, and I was too, saying how, gosh, we're getting up so early and we're not getting to take advantage of some of the things that are going on because of the timing with our credentials. And then she shared with me, you know, how not welcome she felt as a Bernie delegate. And I was like, oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that, because I really appreciate all that you all have done and to broaden the platform. And you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not even sure I said I'm sorry, because I say I appreciate that you brought. And it was sad because she kind of says, I don't feel appreciated at all. I don't feel welcome. And then she told me about what happened, how she went out to call her, to speak to her daughter on the phone. It was so noisy. And the walkout happened, and she got caught up in that, and they wouldn't let her back in.
And I also heard that her daughter, guys, tell me if you can hear a little better. I'm trying a little better to put the mic closer. I also heard that her daughter heard all the crowd and was freaked out by that and started crying, thinking that people were screaming or something as well.
Yeah. And so, and with that, she was not able to get back in, and you know, felt very mistreated by the security outside.
I know she had a particularly difficult experience.
And just overall, she had such a different expectation coming here. So, and not feeling welcomed. And, you know, as hard as she worked to get here, and she is not a Bernie or bust person, and did not appreciate, nor did I, the booing and the bad behavior that went on when Elijah Cummings
Liz said that she didn't appreciate it?
She said she wasn't a part of that.
Part of it.
And I said, I didn't appreciate
you weren't a part of that.
No, I totally wasn't a part of it. And I think it's really rude when someone is speaking. But I totally understand the disappointment. And I know we have to get better about having dissent, how to unify. And I felt bad when I heard her talking about not feeling apart, because I am the head of the Summit Democrats, and we have Bernie people in there, and I support many of the issues. And while I'm a Hillary delegate, I, like I said, appreciate the stands that he takes on many things, and know that you need to have a multiplicity. But in the end, we have got to come together for the Democratic Party to beat Trump. And that's the...
See, I actually want to respond to that, because that's always the end of... And not to disparage anything you said, I'm really actually very grateful for much of what you just said, of being basically an open-minded person that disagrees with us, as opposed to... but the argument often ends with, because we have got to come together as a party to defeat Donald Trump. And I really wish we were in an election where we had to come together to vote for someone.
I hear you.
And to have to come together out of fear is something that really turns us off. You know, it's the feeling of earn our votes and we will give it to you, as opposed to threatening us with the fear of Trump.
Yeah, and I need you to know that I agree with you that it should not be about fear. I want us to be about reality. I want us to not think there is an end game, period, because justice is a fight that has to continue. When we leave this convention, when November 9th comes along, if you think we're going to have to fight any less hard, I don't think it's about one person. It is not about Hillary. And as I thankfully heard Bernie say, it's not about Bernie.
It's never been about Bernie.
I'm sorry?
It's never been about Bernie.
Yeah, and it isn't about one person, and it's a journey that's hopefully going to continue with my children, it's kind of sad that it has to be a fight, but that's nothing worthwhile is easy. And so the one thing I know that you cannot expect somebody to get into office and just do everything for you. They don't see everything. They don't know everything that's going on. And if the community doesn't engage, it's our fault.
So, okay, a couple of things. Number one is, yes, in a way, it is true. It is significantly true that we need to come together to defeat Donald Trump. So in a way, it's like we have to put our differences aside, stop talking about our differences, stop talking about what's bothered us. We need to come together to defeat Donald Trump. But
and come together on what unifies us. Come together on what unifies us, because I think that is much more significant than what divides us.
Then I would my advice to Hillary supporters is, if you want to come together on what unifies us, what we agree on, then stop saying we have to come together to defeat Donald Trump.
I agree on that.
So, but I wanted to bring up 2 points. Number one is, yeah, in a way we have to stop talking about it because we have something to do. But we have had this entire election where we've been complaining and no one has allowed us to talk about it. And now we're talking about it louder, more rude, whatever it is. I have participated in the boos, but in any protest throughout history, in any protest movement, African American women's rights, Bernie people, when they're not listened to in the normal channels, they up their game. And what they do is rude. Booing Elijah Cummings. I'll just leave it. Booing Elijah Cummings. That was rude. But Elijah Cummings, as I understand it, was a significant figure in the African American rights movement. I believe that's true. So as someone who has been in the African American rights movement, I spoke to him privately. He wouldn't let me tape him yesterday, but I spoke to him privately 2 days ago, and he was viscerally angry at how the Bernie delegates booed him. And a part of me is, I understand that. It's simply rude to interrupt somebody, let alone shout them down with boos and stuff. Their reasoning was that the TPP is in the platform and that's what's upset them. It wasn't directed to him. It was directed to the platform that doesn't represent us. But still, it was rude. I don't argue against that. But as someone that's been involved in the African American struggle for so long, I would think that you should be able to say, yes, this particular action may have been rude and impolite and misguided and immature, but what's behind it? Why did they do it? What is the reasoning? What is the history behind that action? And so the booing of him, while it was rude in the moment, just like the African American community, Black Lives Matter, does rude stuff like interrupting Bernie Sanders or whatever it is, for African Americans, there's hundreds of years of history behind it. And until you go and find out their side of the story, I find it disheartening and discouraging that he was just incredibly angry at them without any consideration. I mean, this was only short. I can't say he doesn't consider it at all. But in the moment, it felt like they were rude, incredibly rude, grow up already, without any trying to determine what's behind it.
So I actually don't know Elijah Cummings' story, but what I am hearing from officials is that they are really opening up to you all for this convention. And I don't know what happened earlier on where some of the Bernie supporters or Bernie leadership is feeling so shut out. But my understanding for this convention, they have had you to the table. Your leadership, and in doing it in decency and order, have tried to be welcoming and having you have the voice and to be treated that way. For someone who has worked so hard, who's been so horribly treated by his Republican colleagues, and to have in this convention where it's supposed to be unifying, and for that to happen, you'd be angry too.
Yeah, and I don't deny he should feel angry in the moment, but I would hope at some point that he could step back and take a look at the
I
other
guarantee
side.
you he will.
Well, then that's good to hear.
I guarantee you he will.
That's good to hear.
Because, like I said, in the end, I believe we have some of the same aims and how we get there. He is a very, very experienced legislator, and he knows the rules of the game. And some of the folks are very new to the game, and you need to be taught. And with newness comes some inability to hear. With some experience comes an impatience and a forgetting that we need to teach.
You were new at one time.
Yes. So I
and
agree. I understand all of that.
And Bernie supporters are almost by definition more immature.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 44, which that's surprising to everybody, but I'm 44, but lucky my insides are 67. But Bernie really woke me up, and I feel like I really grew up because of him. I never did anything but vote before him. I never heard of him before, and I never did anything but vote. And now I'm in this for the rest of my life.
And I hope you're going to run for office.
I ran with Bernie in Burlington County, New Jersey, and I'm going to a brand new Congress meeting tomorrow night.
So when you say you ran with him, what office did you run for?
I ran for surrogate in New Jersey. They require people to run with him on the line in order to get a decent spot on the ballot.
Yeah.
I think it's like the one state in the union where that's required. So I ran for surrogate, and he requires a freeholder, but I ran for surrogate. I don't understand exactly why they needed that, but so the campaign asked me to do it because I was such a super volunteer, and I really tried to win. I had no fundraising, I had no staff, but I tried to win. I got 28% of the vote, which I'm really happy with. And I understand there was a significant amount of that was not coattails.
Okay.
And do you know what Brand New Congress is?
Do I know? No, I don't.
Brand New Congress was created by former Bernie Sanders supporters, staff members. They left this campaign in order to create Brand New Congress, and Brand New Congress is a centralized campaign for 440 candidates for the Congress in 2018. So you don't have to worry about your own fundraising. It's a centralized fundraising. You don't have to worry about your publicity and polling. It's centralized publicity. It's centralized polling, and it's a brand. So no individual candidate has to struggle on their own to do the impossible and go against establishment candidates who have a lot of money and whatever. So all of these 440 candidates run as a single Brand New Congress brand.
Okay.
And they actually want people who have not run before, who are not career politicians in it. So
interesting idea. I get the structure that sucks. I'm just going to call it what it is, how you need so much money to run. I ran in 2011.
Oh, yeah?
And I ran with 3 other Democrats for the position of mayor and council persons. And all 4 of us lost, and it was a little disheartening, but it was certainly one of the best things I've ever done.
So what?
And it's now, on reflection, I saw we had a really amazing campaign team because we ran all 4 together, but we didn't have the really strong party structure. And so the few volunteers in the party summit worked really hard, but it wasn't an organized structure. So that's why when it came time for the next person to be elected, and they asked me, I said yes, because I want to build a strong Democratic committee.
So this is after you lost?
This is after I lost.
And then you ran again?
I didn't run again.
Oh.
I am chair of the Summit Democrats, and I have connected with the establishment. So I know that's probably the opposite of what your brand new Congress is.
We are enemies, but we really like each other.
Okay. So what I find amazing, and it's the very same thing when I became a member of the Board of Education, which Summit is one of the few towns in New Jersey that you are not elected, you're appointed. But the law, which is meant to give us order, feels constraining. It really feels constraining, and rules feel constraining. But you need them to order and to function in a complex, structure and environment. And so I learned so much being a 6-year Board of Education member, and got to be president for one of those years. And becoming a part of the party, my God, I've learned so much. And just 1 year, June 15th, I was elected last year as to be the chair of the committee.
Very nice.
And learning how this works, I feel like, geez, did I fail at civics? Because I had no idea the complexity of New Jersey politics. And I know we're not one of the worst states either.
And how much was fundraising, a part of your campaign? Like, how much time did that take you?
Oh my God, it takes so much time. I have one candidate now who I know we've got to really roll up our sleeves and raise money for him. He wasn't, and the part that I didn't tell you is we had 3 candidates win in Summit for the first time ever. 3 Democratic candidates won.
Any Republicans used to hold those seats?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're 100% Republican for since 2012, I think. We did have a Democratic mayor prior to that. So I think it's horrible how candidates, even in Congress, how they have to spend their whole time raising money. They can't even govern because they have to spend all their time raising money.
And that takes you away from your constituents.
It takes you away from your constituents.
Not just in
educated about,
but exactly being able to learn what is important to them and learn how to help them. It just takes you away.
It's awful.
And I chose to campaign with exclusively just connecting with people and researching what bothers them and trying to help them and give them a voice. I record interviews and put them on my podcast, and they're having nothing to do with me, just asking and learning from them. And I had no time to even think about fundraising. And so, I lost because I didn't play the game.
Yeah, I get it. I really get it, and that's one of the things that I've found in Summit, which is a wealthy, mostly middle class and wealthy community. We're not a part of the whole because we haven't relied on the county or the state, and we're totally invisible in the national, but even also on the state radar. And so I said, well, I don't think we should operate in a bubble anymore. I'm sick of losing. Let's try and connect and learn and be involved. And for me, the most important thing, I know money is really important, but if you don't get people involved, because I think that's what's destroying America, there's no community engagement anymore in our governing. And so if that's the only thing I appreciate about what Bernie has brought to the table, he is engaging people to get involved. And as long as we sit back and, watch everything on TV and do that Pokemon running around finding those things, it is taking us away from making sure that our communities are well run, our state.
And he did it without fundraising.
No, he didn't.
Fundraising.
He did it. He got. What is it? What did you guys say? $27? Is that what it was?
Well, but I mean without traditional fundraising. His fundraising was, I think it was New Hampshire. He said, I'm not going to do a fundraising. You know what? This is my fundraising. Please donate. And he got $8 million that night. And that's his. He did no traditional fundraisers at all.
That is amazing. That's totally amazing. And I know that's one issue that has been on the radar from a lot of folks, but where someone We are. I don't know him from Missouri. So I hope I've given you another perspective because I really do wanna engage and pay attention.
No, thank you. Thank you. It's been wonderful talking with you. And really, it helps heal a lot more, 20 disrespects that I've gotten to talk to someone like you. So thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Good meeting you.
Bye.
Okay, so
I'll show you what it is.
did you see this? Ma'am?
My name is Sean Patrick.
I was looking for that. Thank you.
right here.
I was looking all over for it. I appreciate that so much.
A great state of New York. You know, last week, the speaker at the Republican convention called equality distraction. Who cares?
Hold on, I didn't know.
Well, I care.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. But here's the thing.
My husband
But I haven't seen. So potential of another walkout. I
And there's something that
chant enough is enough for 10
going
minutes.
to the NBC News tent, I guess, just about tonight.
And then so another.
That's just all the Bernie delegates just get together to say, like, to celebrate, you know. Sorry.
I'm not doing that.
I'm just
what I want to do. I'm not walking out. I'm not interrupting her speech or anything like that. What I want to do is talk to people as her speech is happening and get their opinions on what it is, and that's how I want to inform people, is by asking questions of what she just said is bullshit or whatever it is, and getting their opinions on that. That's what I want to do.
countries join together to sing our national anthem.
I'm taking a little bit of a talking
I called Randy. I could barely see him. See, Randy and I have been together for was no longer less than. We were now equal. It's a beautiful thing when your country catches up with you. And when your basic rights and your very family are on the line. It matters what happens in those beautiful buildings with marble columns. It matters who's leading the country, and it matters if they care. America, we have a choice. Donald Trump doesn't care about some families. He's against marriage equality. He wants to go back. You know, when I first met Hillary Clinton in Manchester, New Hampshire, 24 years ago, I was a nobody. I was some gay kid sleeping on a couch. I was scared to death, and who I wasn't going to be okay. It would mean that I would not be able to be who I was, and that no one would ever care about me. And here was this woman, this incredible woman who was about to become our first lady. And she cared. And over the last 24 years, she's kept right on caring about me, about my husband, about our kids.
Did I miss something?
What?
I was just hearing your sort of directions, since I wasn't sure if there's like.
Oh, I'm not giving directions at all. I'm just communicating something I heard and I don't like it.
She cares about all families.
Just some Bernie supporters want to do some certain stuff, and I don't feel I should communicate it exactly, but
Okay.
I want to introduce Sarah McBride.
everybody gets to do what they want to do, and I'm just here to report it. I'm not here to do that kind of stuff.
So whatever you were chatting about had to do with whatever folks are planning to do. Is that what you're saying?
There's been stuff planning to do since day one. There's been stuff to try and coordinate things all 4 days.
Got it.
So
just so you know, literally, given that, I don't know if you were here when they did the little directions on what's going to happen with this.
Tell me.
I thought I just missed an announcement around what the next thing is folks are going to be doing.
Oh, you thought it was like DNC instructions.
I just heard something about like turn around, and I was like, oh, is there like something people are going to be doing?
Yeah, no, you're the enemy. So I'm a Bernie delegate. I'm a Bernie delegate.
You know, I think it's unfortunate if we're going to talk about each other as the enemy.
I was joking. I was genuinely joking. That's why I went like that, and I tried to make it silly. I don't genuinely feel that. It's been a really difficult week, and for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot of disrespect from a number of people, but this nice lady just alleviated a lot of that. Because when you disagree with people that you're actually open-minded,
right,
that's fine.
Right.
But when people tell us, they're basically implying that we're nuisances and the primary's over and basically get over it and you're just being petulant children.
Yeah.
You know. So there.
I appreciate that. I think the one thing I would say to you is that when, you know, and obviously intention sometimes is different from what we do, when you lead with the enemy, air quotes, it sort of sends it almost like sets up a barrier that I don't think should exist, because I actually think that there are a lot more people here who are open, who want to have a conversation, and who want to figure out how we actually make sure that the issues that we all care about are front and center. And that only happens when there's openness on both sides.
And I think
having been someone who was disrespected by some Bernie supporters, it's hard.
Fair enough. And I need you to understand. Well, no, I need to take the time that you get to know me and my sense of humor, and you don't yet.
And we don't know each other.
And
that's
right, but you're right.
I'm Millie.
You're right that it came across that way.
What's your name?
My name is Jeff.
And I'm Millie.
You're Millie, and would you be willing to share how you were disrespected by Bernie supporters?
I really wouldn't.
No?
I don't want to go there.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened, but
yeah.
But I'm not participating in any of that kind of stuff. I'm just reporting and giving my opinions, but this is my way of supporting Bernie supporters, is to live stream to the people on the outside. I've been doing this all week long. I did this like 8 hours yesterday. So it's a job. This is a job. This is not fun. This is not exciting. This is a job. I'm just getting out the truth. But
sounds good.
Thank you.
4 days after he passed away. Knowing Andy left me profoundly changed. But more than anything else, his passing taught me that every day matters when it comes to building a world where every person can live their life to the fullest. Hillary Clinton understands the urgency of our fight. She'll work with us to pass the Equality Act, to combat violence against transgender women of color, and the end of the obesity epidemic once and for all. Today in America, LGBT people are still targeted by hate that lives in both law and in heart.
I want her to meet you.
Many still struggle just to get by.
Can you tell us about that?
And got the text.
Can you tell us about that? Because I really don't know much about it.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll read you what it is.
Read me what it is. Actually, I want to ask say one thing about what you said. That I've been broadcasting how we have been.
Please welcome
our interpretation of things, and I think it would, if you want to, and I know you said no, but I just want to say from one perspective of, it would be really nice to hear what we have done, for people that have been watching me, to hear what we have done wrong. So I know you already said no, but I just wanted to say I think that would be a meaningful thing to hear the other side of the story, because this has obviously all been our side of the story.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a union organizer.
Susan, who is she? Oh, I thought you knew. Okay, here it is. It says, ready to celebrate the political revolution. Join fellow Bernie's campaigners after the gavel tonight at the Xfinity Bar outside the Wells Fargo Center. I don't know who sent it to me because I have a dumb phone, but I'm assuming it came from the campaign.
I think that's the campaign. So this is a party for Bernie delegates, or just
Bernie campaigners after the gavel tonight.
after the closing gavel, we go to the thing right outside of the temporary building outside of the
Xfinity Bar outside the Wells Fargo Center.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Like we're newcomers to this country? Hey.
You know what? I'm just going to take a break. I've been going for almost an hour, and we'll start up again.
Because we have been here all along.
All right, so I've been going for an hour. I'm going to stop, and I'll start up again.